This is Taco Cabana Thursday Night Lights, presented by the Gomez Law Firm.
You are looking live at historic Alamo Stadium, home of some of the most greatest football games in San Antonio history, and tonight it's home of a District 12 5A battle between the Highlands Owls and the Jefferson Mustangs. Good evening, everybody. Don Harris and Chuck Micotinnick with you from the broadcast booth. Chuck, the Highlands Owls gave us Julius Whittier, who is memorialized in bronze outside of Darrell K. Royal Memorial Stadium, Austin. The Jefferson Mustangs gave us our first Hall of Famer in Kyle Rote. It gave us Tommy Nobis, all in the San Antonio Hall of Fame, and Senior Sack, Gabe Rivera. Just a historic, legendary rivalry here in San Antonio. Been going since 1958, and they love to go at it every year.
You know, we're grateful to have these two teams here on Thursday night because, Don, we are reaching the point in the season, as you know, where it's make or break time, right? And because of the way things have shaped out in these two teams' league this year, this game is really, really important to both of these squads. Obviously, Jefferson has got a leg up on that last playoff spot in District 12-5-2.
Yeah, 12-5A Division 2.
Yes, sir. But Highlands, you got to have hope, right? You break through tonight, and you may have a chance. So this thing, really important tonight for both of these teams. Both of these teams love to run the football, so we'll see what gives tonight.
Yeah, and they've got some really good athletes on both sides that are a part of this program. When we start talking about Highlands, it's all about Trayvon Harden, who goes both ways. And look at him. He's going to graduate with an associate's degree in high school.
This guy's got a 3.9 GPA, and for all the things they say about Trayvon as an athlete on both sides of the ball, and he does have college aspirations to play football, he's going to play somewhere, but they say as nice as a young man as he is, as a leader in terms of what he does in the classroom, he's got some nasty in him when he steps on the football field. So he's literally Mr. Jekyll and Dr. Hyde, or Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. This guy's really a tremendous all-around athlete and a good-natured dude to begin with.
Yeah, and when he's playing defensive end, he's going to be trying to stop the Jefferson Mustangs. They've got a rushing attack. They rarely put the ball in the air, if at all, and they run behind this big guy.
Yeah, you know, this Mustangs team is going to do something called a Maryland Eye, where they just basically take it and they just run it right down your throat. Justin Ruiz, you see the accolades that he's garnered on the football field, but he's a multi-sport guy. You know, always got to shout out our third baseman on the baseball team too, but he too is going to play on both sides of the line of scrimmage, but it all starts and begins with Justin Ruiz up front.
All right, when we come back, it will be our Gomez Law Firm Keys to the Game, Highlands and Jefferson from Alamo Stadium on Thursday Night Lights. Welcome back to Alamo Stadium. It's Thursday Night Lights. Can't believe we're this deep into the season. The season is flying by. And right now it is time for our Gomez Law Firm Keys to the Game for Highlands and Jefferson. And Chuck, let's start with Coach Roger Landeros of the Owls.
Yeah, Don, the first thing these guys want to be able to do is, like every game, they want to establish the run. A little bit of a new system this year, so we'll see how that goes tonight. On defense, they want to limit the big plays and then play the ball control game, manage the clock, manage the sticks, and let's see if we can shorten up this game a little bit.
Coach Roger Landeros trying to build a program here in his second year with the Owls.
You know, I always tell these young men and our coaches that we are representatives of the Highlands community wherever we are. So if we can showcase that on television, we can showcase that at an all-star game or wherever that is, we want people to take notice of who we are and what we do. We're going to put the best product we can out on the field, but we're going to put an even greater product out in our community.
That's great to hear. Chuck, as for the Jefferson Mustangs and Coach Eduardo Cardenas.
Yeah, Don, you know, this is the old ground and pound game, right? Nothing fancy. We're just going to line up and run. So control the line of scrimmage will be key. They want to eliminate the turnovers always and, yeah, play good defense against another team that likes to run the football.
Here's Coach Cardenas.
Everybody's looking for a win. You know, we're 1-1. We needed this last week off and to get our bumps and bruises back and we feel like we can control our own destiny in these next 3 or 4 games.
All right, when we come back, we'll have our national anthem. We are closing in on kickoff here from Alamo Stadium, Highlands and Jefferson from the Rock Pile.
Tonight's broadcast of Thursday Night Lights is sponsored by Taco Cabana, the Gomez Law Firm, Beluga Air, Centro Med, Enroll SA, San Antonio Sports, Valero, San Antonio Zoo, County-Wide Service Company, Christus Children's, ACNowSA.com, Rhino Roofers, San Antonio Ready to Work, Moonlight Ballroom, Air and Plumbing Today, Living Way Church, San Antonio Metropolitan Health District, Premier Pros, IBEW, Vietnam Army Grunt Museum, and Monarch Trophy Studio.
Welcome to Alamo Stadium. It's the Highlands Owls against the Jefferson Mustangs in a District 12 5A Division II battle, Chuck. We always love coming to this stadium, all the history that's here. These two teams ready to get after it tonight, and they are lined up, ready to go. So let's turn it over to our public address announcer, Coach Bill Evans.
Right guard, that's the second lieutenant. That's the middle. Left guard, that's the second lieutenant. Guard from down. At this time, we ask you to please rise if you are able. Remove your caps in honor of America as the Jefferson Band, direction of Mr. Jonathan Jones, plays our national anthem.
Coverage of tonight's national anthem is sponsored by the Vietnam Army Grunt Museum. Game Time Weather is sponsored by Air and Plumbing Today.
That's right. Time for our Air and Plumbing Today game time weather. And Chuck, this is what we call football weather. 75 degrees, absolutely perfect. Partly cloudy with just a light breeze. So look at Trinity University. So many great views from up here high above Alamo Stadium. You see the whole city in every direction. And it is a gorgeous night as you look at the football sky.
Yeah, and I can't wait to do the post-game coverage down on the field tonight when we give out the tickets to the San Antonio Zoo, which is, by the way, hopefully open up after hours here, and we'll go there after the ball game.
I bet you with your arm, you could hit it from here with a baseball.
Oh, not anymore, my friend, but thank you.
All right, so the Jefferson Mustangs will return tonight's opening kick, brought to you by Rhino Roofers. And as you can see, Adrian Cervera back to do the honors, along with a couple of teammates. He's joined back there by Steven Salazar and by Fabian Caceres.
Yeah, Don, big ball game tonight, as we said in the onset. I mean, either one of these teams have designs on the playoffs. They have got to get this victory tonight.
All right, so here we go. Highlands will give you that little onside right off the top. Recovered there by Jefferson, not fooled. Big number 97 for the Mustangs, Jonathan Yatuarte on it. So they'll have great field position to start the football game, these Jefferson Mustangs. Chuck, tell us about what we're going to see with this offensive set.
Well, it's going to be a lot of fun tonight watching two teams run the ball, but run it a little differently. I'm curious to see how it all plays out myself, but both of these teams love to control the football. They do it a little differently, and we'll get into that as the game goes along tonight. But Highlands, a little more multiple in what they try to do offensively, and Jefferson's a little bit more straight ahead, but both run the ball very, very effectively.
Uriah Bocanegra is the senior captain, quarterback of this team. Only attempted about 49 pass attempts this year. It's a San Antonio Zoo first down. They run it to the fullback right up the gut. And just as Chuck said, they will run it right at you time and time again. Moses Castillo, the senior running back right there. As we take a look at their offensive line, they'll run it behind big Leo Guzman, the 225-pound two-time all-district lineman leading that offensive front.
Yeah, Owens and Ruiz, also multiple lettermen, so they're sort of veteran up front. You can see why they run this Maryland I set.
2nd and 8, they pitch it to the back tailback and being pulled all the way down at the 35-yard line, but that's good enough for a first down, and we will see him quite a bit tonight too. That's Zach Flores, who has almost 400 yards rushing on the season.
So what's fascinating about what Jefferson does with the football, and even talking to the Highlands coaches this week, it's like, we always feel like it's a little easier to stop the run if the team goes sideline to sideline, but when they just basically line up and say, our guys against your guys, and we're going to be multiple in the backfield, but basically it's between the tackles every play. I mean, this is going to be fun to watch. A little different.
Straight eye, and the quarterback keeps. He's to the 30 and brought down right there is Bocanegra. And the Highlands defense coming up with Mylan Pope, the sophomore, in on the tackle. And you take a look at that Highlands defense. They're, of course, led by Trayvon Harden. Number 42 goes both ways. He's a 4-year letterman and an all-district year ago. We featured him in the pregame.
Yeah, and, talking to Coach Eddie this week about everything that's going on at Jefferson, too, they really got an eye on 42 this entire ball game.
Got him to jump there, and they'll whistle it dead. Looked like it was going to be on Highlands for encroachment. But we will get the call from our lead official, Carlton Brown. This is his crew, and here's Carlton. Read his lips for you. It was offsides on the defense, number 54, 5-yard penalty. And they'll have the ball now, knocking on the door of the Central Med red zone at the 25-yard line. There's Roger Landeros in his 2nd year at Highlands High School, native of Perryton, Texas. Coached at Stevens for 5 years as the DC there. And here we go. 2nd down 1 now. They pitch it to Flores, the tailback. He spins and gets into the Central Med red zone by the length of the football. And Jefferson now moving it right down the field.
Yeah, this is what they do, right? I mean, they like Zach Flores is a, kind of ground and pound it type of dude, and Severa's another guy that's going to tote the rock, and Mike Martinez is another guy that he's kind of the lead blocker in all this, and as Coach Eddie said, as he goes, we go. So, again, it's a fascinating dynamic, right? It's like you're playing chess in very small spaces, but boy, do they run this offense well.
It's the San Antonio Zoo first down. They pitch it to Flores again. He's getting to the outside. He bounces it. Nice cutback. Still on his feet all the way down to the 5-yard line. How about that from Zach Flores?
Just we talked about them running it between the tackles. They are going to bust it outside every now and then. What a great cutback and another one. So I'm told that, he's not going to deceive you too much. Well, he just did right there. Nice job, 20.
All right, so it's another San Antonio Zoo first down, this time 1st and goal.
So again, keep your eye on 30 and watch what he does. That's where the fascination's going to come.
He's the second guy in line there. They keep it. They get a block for the QB. Bocanegra is going to walk in, and it's touchdown Jefferson. Uriah Bocanegra leads the Mustangs right down the field, and Jefferson strikes first.
Well, Bocanegra coming off an injury. Said he's day-to-day, and they weren't going to run him a whole lot in this football game, trying to keep him upright for the rest of the season, but they gave him the call right there, and nobody even laid a finger on him, so mission accomplished on all fronts right there for the Jefferson Mustangs. A very impressive opening drive of this football game.
And you called it, number 30, Michael Martinez with a key block on that touchdown. Gerardo Paz's extra point is good, and the Mustangs strike first. It's 7-0.
You got to be loving these uniforms too, huh, dude?
Oh, yeah. Welcome back. It's homecoming. Check out the Moonlight Ballroom Smile Cam. Brought to you by Moonlight Ballroom, San Antonio's premier venue for all quinceaneras, sweet 16s, and graduation parties. The families are out here tonight. Everybody having a great time as they are celebrating all of these seniors and all the spirit groups. Always great to see not just the football teams, but all the students that are involved in extracurriculars here on a big TNL night.
Yeah, I know both coaches, both programs were really looking forward to this ball game, real excited about the prospects of this ball game and everything that it means on the grid tonight too.
This one's fielded. Right about the 25, big time hit right there, collision of the game nominee. As the Mustang defense got down there with good coverage. So let's hit the Highlands offense for the first time tonight. And they're led by quarterback Jordan Ceballos. He's just a sophomore, not a big guy at all, 5'7", 160. And they too are very much on the ground for most of what they do.
Well, this is a really young team. Coach Rogers got this team, he's thinking long-term, but they are very young. And as you talked about, young quarterback, and we'll get to that as the night goes along too, but flags flying here on the first snap from scrimmage.
They jumped early, and I believe it's going to be a false start on the offense, but we'll wait for the call. So it'll be 1st and 15 for the young Owls. Nathan Sancho is one of their key running backs along with Trayvon Harden. They don't throw it very much. Tight formation here. And the sweep coming this way. Nice gain, also nice pursuit as Corey DeQuafante makes the carry, and Jefferson's defensive secondary comes up to make the tackle.
Yeah, it really was. Great backside pursuit. Really good blocking out in front, too. Just what a hustle play there on the back end. That would be Damian Ramirez, the junior, making a nice play.
And second down and long from the 11. With a triple option, quarterback keep, and he's going nowhere. As some big Jefferson Mustangs rally to get to the football as we take a look at that defense for Jefferson. In on that last tackle was big number 70, Amari Owens, and he was there with some of his friends. And let me tell you about that Jefferson defense. They've got some guys, including Justin Ruiz up front, who we've featured in our open, who's a two-time all-district performer. We've got an injured player down. Both teams taking a knee and talking it over.
Yeah, Ruiz is a wrestler. He's a third baseman on the baseball team. You know, as big as he is, too. And obviously you can't play third base if you don't have good feet. But they talked a lot about this guy. He's like a dancing bear out there. He really can move around very well. And it's hard to know which side of the ball he's actually better on. It's, kind of like we were talking about Trayvon earlier. Just when you want to hang your hat on what kind of a defensive end he's going to make in college or outside linebacker. A guy will bust a long run on you, too, from the offensive end. So these guys got some good athletes on both of these squads.
Still got that player down for the Highlands Owls. We'll step aside.
Hey, football fans, Jose Rios here with the Gomes Law Firm, and we are proud to sponsor TNL. Mr. Gomes has been serving his community with trust and integrity since 1973. That is 50 years of law practice. 50 years of helping his community, 50 years of helping people in need, 50 years of helping people involved in all types of personal injury matters.
As an alumni of Thomas Jefferson High School and a former Lariat a few years back, we are proud to be sponsors for the Thursday Night Lights football. And don't forget, Gomes Law not only fights, Gomes Law cares.
And they have both the cart and the air cast out for the young man, Ryan Bumpus from Highlands. So our thoughts are with him and his family. So is Jefferson's, as you see them take a knee. And we'll step aside one more time. The Highlands Owls regrouping here on Thursday Night Lights as they've brought the cart out, and Ryan Bumpus will be taken off with his right leg in an air cast. Always hate to see that. It's obviously a significant injury to his right leg. And, man, that's always tough.
Yeah, it really is, Don. I mean, obviously huge blow for the young man and obviously the team, too, because they were already battling. Their biggest guy up front, one of their best players, was up front playing both sides of the line as we look at a play go outside. But they lost another player earlier this year to an elbow injury, so that's two of their big hosses up front that they're going to have to play without probably for a while.
That completion to Jeremiah McCain goes for naught. A little small loss on the play. It'll be fourth down.
I think that Highlands was going to open it up a little bit more tonight than they normally have. They've kind of been slow rolling this offense. It is a new offense with a bunch of young players in it, so they've taken some licks along the way, but they feel like this is one of those teams where we're looking at the long play here. And, some of these guys are getting trial by fire. Obviously, their first full snaps on the varsity level. Jordan
Ceballos will kick it away to Adrian Cervera, who fields it, juggles it, is drilled right there. That juggle cost him, and it gave time for the Highlands coverage team to get down there and make a play. And Mylan Pope, for Jefferson, that was Marnez Davis, did just that. Let's go down to the sidelines and Matt Roy.
Don here with Liz Garcia, the general manager over at Beluga Air, who is sponsoring our Scholar Athlete of the Week. How are you today, Liz?
I'm doing good. How are you, Matt?
Doing well, doing well. Usually I talk to Joe about the heat. for once, it's really nice outside. So tell me a little bit about why it's important for people to check their HVAC systems when they're turning on their heat for the first time.
Well, typically in San Antonio, we know that we don't really turn on our heaters. So it's really important that we do maintenance them, only because we're using one system that does both. It does heat and AC. So it's always best to maintenance your heater, even though you don't typically try to turn that system on during the winter time. It's always best suggested to do both.
And what are some of those things that people might look for just to give them some peace of mind when maybe it might stink when you turn on your heat for the first time?
Right. Typically when you turn on your system for the first time during the winter, you'll get like a smell, and the smell typically it smells like burnt smell, and you'll hear like crackling noises too. So don't be afraid of that. That's really normal because the system has been off during the whole summer. And so when that happens, there's debris in the system. So when that happens, you're going to experience the smell and the sound.
Makes sense. Good tips from Liz here, guys. Back up to you.
Thanks, Matt. Little fake jet sweep there as Bocanegra keeps it himself. Goes forward for about 2. It'll be third down and still about 8 or 9 yards to go.
Yeah, I mean, you got to make sure you're really keying on the ball and don't get razzle-dazzled with all the window dressing that Jefferson's going to throw at you with all these moving parts in the backfield. A lot of fun. You don't see this very often, right? Hats off. It's really cool.
And that was a different look at that formation as we go to 3rd and 8 as they go back to the Maryland I. Fake the pitch, and they're going to put it in the air, run an out route, and good coverage there. One-on-one coverage, making a play on the ball for the Highlands Owls was Mylan Pope. He's just a sophomore, and that goes back to what you were talking about. A lot of young players on this Highlands team that are getting some valuable reps playing varsity football.
Yeah, it was a really nice play there. Had the inside leverage and knocked the ball away, and darn close to get himself an interception.
Justin Ruiz does it all, plays both lines for the Mustangs and will also punt it. Devontae Riley back. He's going to wave for the fair catch. They'll let it. Did it hit him? An owl? They say no. Right there at the 30, it will be downed by Jefferson. So Highlands will get another crack at it here, down 7-0 with 4:21 to go here in the quarter. We're back in 15 seconds.
Do you know a San Antonio teen in 7th to 12th grade looking for ways to get involved in the community? They can apply to be a Project Worth Teen Ambassador today. For more information, visit our website or call 210-207-8850.
And here we go on 1st down and 10. It's a San Antonio Zoo 1st down as Highlands hands it off in about a 3-yard gain there as the Owls punch it over the left-hand side. That was Nathan Sancho on the carry.
Yeah, fantastic athlete, fantastic guy, hard-nosed, blue-collar, shows up every day at 5:30, and, they had a roster turnover, kind of going in a new direction, and Nathan Sancho was one of those guys that stuck it out, and they're really grateful for everything that he's bringing to the table, leading a bunch of young guys.
They run the counter to the other side, and Jefferson does a pretty good job of staying at home. That one doesn't go for much. It's that time the Owls gave Adam Garcia a shot at it. It'll be 3rd down and still about 9. This is, these long down distance situations is where not throwing the football often can really hurt you because it's hard to pick up those big chunks. And when they know you're going to throw the football, they throw the little bubble there. Jefferson knew it was coming, read it pretty well. And they're going to come up well short. It'll be 4th down. We'll call it 6 in their own territory. And
yeah, see right there, Don, they spread and dead you, right? I mean, they're going to go 4 wide and really junk it up, and just a little slow getting it out and getting it down the sideline over there to try to make a play, but, just a whisker away from being able to turn that thing upfield and get a 1st down.
So Jordan Cevallos will punt it away. Again, Adrian Cervera is back for the Mustangs. It's a nice high kick. Going to bounce and take a Highlands roll inside the 30, inside the 25, so a nice change of possession there, flipping the field for the Owls, and the Mustangs will be backed up to their own 24-yard line. And we're back in 15 seconds.
Hey San Antonio teens! Are you looking for ways to share your voice, creativity, and ideas on ways to positively impact the community? Become a Project Worth Teen Ambassador. For more information, visit our website or call 210-207-8850.
Highlands defense talking it over. There's Coach Cardenas. Doing a great job at Jefferson High School. And yes, he is related to UTSA superstar tight end Oscar Cardenas. He's his uncle. Big family of Cardenases in the football game in San Antonio. It's the San Antonio Zoo first down for the Mustangs. Flores, the tailback, takes the pitch. And the defense holds right there for Highlands on first down. Good job up front by the Owls front four. Leo Guzman in there. Brings up second down and 8 for Jefferson at their own 26.
You see the Highlands is moving 42 around a lot. Love to see it because we talked about Trayvon Harden being such a handful on both sides of the ball. But, man, he's outside, he's inside, and right there it looks like he's got his ears pinned back looking for somebody.
It'll be a quarterback keep again. Bocanegra picks up maybe a yard and right on cue. As you say, Trayvon Harden in on the tackle.
Well, you know, it's one of those guys, too, where, you know, if you're the opposing team, you want to see where 42's on the field and probably a lot of times just run away from him. You know, sometimes you're going to try to block him up and, you know, let him do his thing and then try to work around his own aggressiveness. But this guy's a really heady ball player, I mean, in a lot of ways. You're not going to trick him or fake him out in a lot of your schemes and your sets. Real nose for the ball and, you know, an outstanding man on top of everything else that's going on.
Third down and 6 as we tick near the end of the first quarter. Jefferson wants to throw. Bocanegra does, completes it, and he's got a man running down the sideline to the 50, cutting back to the 20. Crafty little bit of running here all the way down near the 10-yard line is John Fernandez.
Just a sophomore, Don, and this guy is really picking up the slack on the skill side for Jefferson. He came into the season, weren't really sure what they were going to be able to have outside, but this guy's really turning out to be a fantastic ball player, and they talked about his football IQ. You saw, you know, his ability to see the field in real time and turn that thing into a huge gain, and that's off to his quarterback, too, for extending that play like he did.
60 yards on the gain for the Jefferson Mustangs. Inside the Central Med red zone, and a nice job by Uriah Bocanegra there to buy that time and make a play out of what looked to be a really difficult situation. So Jefferson will have it first and goal when we open up the second quarter of play. It's the end of one. It's the Jefferson Mustangs 7, the Highlands Owls nothing on Thursday Night Lights. It's a beautiful full moon here at Alamo Stadium, and it is time for our first half highlights. It's from San Antonio, ready to work, learn, earn, succeed. First quarter highlights. Jefferson Mustangs on the board. Flores with a nice run here, putting them in business to go score the opening touchdown, and it's the quarterback, Uriah Bocanegra, on the keeper, walking in to make it 7-0, and that's where we stand. But the Mustangs are on the move as we start second quarter action in their Maryland I formation. It's Bocanegra under center. He turns and pitches to Flores, who gets a block, but not much, inside the 10, down to about the 10, where he's brought down by a couple of Highlands Owls, and another injured player down for Jefferson. And in a lot of pain down there for the Mustangs is big number 44, and that's Moses Castillo.
You got a lot of big bodies in this football game working in tight spaces, and this has already been a costly ball game in many respects for both of these teams tonight up front.
We'll take a break as they attend to the young man. We're back. Moses Castillo gingerly walking off, but at least he's under his own power as we're back to live action. Bocanegra wanted to throw it, now keeps. Gets back to the line of scrimmage, maybe a gain of 1.
Great job by the Highlands defense that time. Benito Maldonado finished him off, or helped finish him off, I should say, but Devontae Riley, also just a 9th grader. These young guys staying at home and making a play right there and making it a 3rd and long situation for these Mustangs.
You do not see freshmen playing varsity football very often, no matter where you are.
Obviously he has some speed, right? We saw it on display right there.
All right, so it's 3rd down and 7. Highlands bowing up here on this defensive stand. They can get a 1st down right at about the 3. Here's Flores. He's got the 6, and that's about it. It'll be 4th down and about 3.
It's hard to see who was the first guy that got there. Was it 42? It looked like he had some help from Marcus Trevino. There were a lot of Highlands hats on that one.
So 4th down, what are they going to do? It looks like Coach Cardenas has given Bocanegra the play, and they're going to go for it here.
Bocanegra's, obviously a crafty ball player, Don. This is a guy that played safety and wide receiver last year, and boy, doing a really nice job. They had to replace a lot. Remember, Monte Carter last year was so good for the Jefferson Mustangs for years playing that position.
So here we go. He's going to throw it. He's got a man, and it's incomplete. Good coverage there again by Pope that we've called his number quite a bit tonight. Doing a good job there. One-on-one coverage with Adam Wynn, who's also just a sophomore. So some good young talent out here. And it'll turn over in downs. That's a big-time stop for the Highlands Owls here, trailing just by a touchdown.
Again, we talked about what's at stake at this game, in this game for both of these teams. That 4th playoff spot is still very much in play. Of course, Jefferson can really cement their claim to it with a win here tonight, but Highlands ain't on the picture yet by any stretch of the imagination.
Here's the Owls trying to run it wide. They're not going far. Good swarming job by that Jefferson defense. It'll be 2nd down and long for the Owls, 2nd down and 9. Offense trying to get untracked. Having a tough season, but, Coach Landeros really trying to build a program. He's doing it with discipline. And Jack Green was out there this week at 5:30. It was dark outside when these guys practice, and they do have a definite discipline and dedication to the program as they got a man wide open deep and just missed him. Oh, fantastic route there and good speed by Adam Garcia, and just was overshot there by the sophomore Savalas.
Well, he was hanging on for dear life back there, barreling in from his blind side. Jefferson getting the heat. Getting a little love shove right there from Justin Ruiz, but hats off to Jordan Savalas, Tom. This guy was playing JV football earlier this year, but they really like the way he reads defenses and the way he handles himself. Yeah, just a sophomore, but playing pretty well back there. And that's why they moved him up, but it looks like that could have been a really costly costly turnover right there.
He was not looking for the snap. It was loose, and then just doing a great job of fighting for the ball was big number 70 for the Jefferson Mustangs. That is Amari Owens, and he just out-physicaled him there for the recovery. And so Jefferson, after striking out the last time they were in the red zone, now has 1st and goal from the 2.5.
Yeah, as you take a look at Amari Owens' resume, he'll take that gift, 24-7, but that guy gets pretty much everything that he gets, he earns for sure. And, you know, again, a costly turnover for Highlands because, you know, the play before, man, they had a touchdown written on the other side.
So here it is on 1st and goal. Bocanegra, the pitch to Flores, and he's drilled in the backfield. Nice defensive play. Coming up from his safety position to make the tackle is Benito Maldonado, the junior linebacker, rather. But he got through there in the backfield and was there in time to blow it up.
Yeah, they talk about Benito being a little rangy, but man, this guy plays downhill a lot, plays the run up close. And he's one of those guys that does a really good job of communicating and doing the adjustments for the entire defense. But there's another guy that plays both ways, but that was a heck of a play when Highlands defense needed it the most here. Backed up as Jefferson starts this drive.
Loss of 3 on the play. They dive it forward. Hand it to the first man through. And that's the first carry of the night for number 32, Joe Angel Bustamante, who's a linebacker on your program.
He ran it like a linebacker, right?
Check it, Marco Godinez, rather, on the carry.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, that's just put your nose down and get off me ball.
It gets him back to the original line of scrimmage. It'll be 3rd down and goal from the 2.5. 2-play territory for the Mustangs. Godinez going to keep it himself, and he's going to score. Touchdown, Jefferson. The 2nd touchdown run of the game for Uriah Bocanegra. It's 13-0 Mustangs with the extra point still to come.
Well, really great play fake at the line of scrimmage by Bocanegra. It looks like he may have taken a little bit of a shot there. Took it from a lot of different places, but he was still able to punch his way into the end zone. Great selling of the ball. Looked like he was going to either pitch it or maybe run it back there or do something with it throwing it wise, but nope. Turn it upfield, get the 6.
And Jefferson's lead is 14-0 here. 2nd quarter action from the rock pile. Welcome back. It's our Moonlight Ballroom Smile Cam. Moonlight Ballroom, San Antonio's top place for quinceañeras around town. And appreciate them joining us on TNL this year. A lot to smile about for those Jefferson Mustangs and Uriah Bocanegra as Highlands is ready to return this kick and see if they can get into the end zone before. That ball's loose, and Jefferson beat him to it. That's Mustangs football. Great hustle down the field by the Jefferson Mustangs. Those kicks are so dangerous there in no man's land. John Fernandez got down there and recovered it.
Yeah, I mean, if you're Jeremiah McCain, like this ball checked up, it did some weird stuff and then like was bounding away from him, and as he tried to get back into it, it was already too late. The ball was moving away from him, and man, the only guy that knew really what the heck was going on down there was the speedy wide receiver.
It's so hard to judge how that ball's gonna bounce, and you're right, he took a good angle on it, and it just, like you said, checked up and went backwards.
Another huge blow for this young Highlands team. An excellent field position. As Jefferson steals a possession right here.
Just 2 devastating mistakes. Countywide Service Company 1st down as Bocanegra lines up in the shotgun. Rhonda wanted to run a sweep there. So Flores, and we'll see what the call is from Carlton Brown.
Number 88, 5-yard penalty, you made 1st down.
That will be 1st down and 15 as wide receiver moved early. Yeah, there's so much in this football game is Highlands, and then they have the quarterback not expecting the snap on the 1, and then a kickoff that is not recovered. Just 2 really inexplicable mistakes that could get you down 21-0 instead of a very competitive football game on 2 plays. There's the pitch to the tailback Flores, and a good tackle right at the line of scrimmage. Good open field tackle, really. That was Trayvon Harden, I believe, 42, who just wrapped him up.
Yeah, and then you're talking about, what it does to your defense too, right? You're asking a lot. They've been on the field most of the first half and holding their own here, but man, it's tough when you get on the field and the only thing that the other team has to do is get 15 yards or less to get a touchdown. I know this, 42's ready.
Great field position here for the Mustangs again. 2nd down and 13. After that first down penalty for a false start, Buccaneero wants to throw. Looking over the middle, going to the end zone in traffic, and it's incomplete. Good coverage down there by the Highlands Owls.
Don, there were a couple of guys back there running stride for stride, including Maldonado, number 40. Great job there, fellas.
Devontae Riley also back there, the freshman.
And it's one of those things, right? You can get lulled to sleep with all the moving parts that are coming at you in the run game, and a lot of pressure on these cornerbacks and safeties when either team decides to put the football in the air.
So here we go, 3rd and 13. Bocanegra running for his life. Now going to chuck it, and just a little bit above his receiver's hands, but there's a flag down. We'll see what that is. This will be 4th down after the illegal man downfield penalty. It'll be 4th down and about 14. And Jefferson's going to try a field goal here.
Yeah, it looked like they had one of the linemen who were just kind of floating. Unfortunately for 77, he was blocking his guy and blocking him up so well, he was throwing him down the field.
They'll tee it up at the 21, so it'll be a 31-yard field goal attempt, and that's a good kick. Right down the middle, and good for the Jefferson Mustangs. Gerardo Paz, his longest of the year, and it's 17-0.
Yeah, shout out 77, Armando Torres. It's one of those, coach is going to yell at you for getting the flag, but then look at the tape and go, nah, that's all right, man, you're just doing your job.
Hey, TNL highlights teams that are making a difference in our communities with our Beyond the Game program. Let's hear more from San Antonio Sports' Jenny Carnes and Valero.
Every day, our high school and middle school coaches work hard to help athletes reach their maximum potential while also teaching life lessons through sports. Beyond the Game provides a platform to support our coaches as they develop athletes beyond the basic X's and O's.
Valero's commitment to integrity, respect, teamwork, excellence, and community service is reflected in every aspect of our work and community involvement. We're proud to partner with San Antonio Sports to acknowledge the next generation of leaders who embrace these values.
We are thrilled to have Valero on our team. They are a company that lives their values and makes San Antonio a better place for all of us. Having Valero as a teammate for Beyond the Game will help this program continue to positively impact more teams, coaches, and families. 4 teams will be recognized in the San Antonio High School All-Star Football Game in the Alamo Dome. If you want to nominate, you can visit sanantoniosports.org and learn more about the program and nominate a team or individual today.
Our thanks to Valero and that great Beyond the Game program that they sponsor in San Antonio Sports. Russ Bookbinder started that years ago. Jenny Carnes has continued it, and it is a fantastic program. Every single week we're amazed by the great things that teams and players, individuals, and communities are doing to help each other around our city.
Yeah, it's become very much a part of the culture at these schools, right? In these school districts, very well done.
Yeah, very well done. 7:09 to go here in the first half. Jefferson will kick it off to Highlands, who they'll try to get on this one as well. It's another tricky hop, and they almost had it happen twice. We're back in 15 seconds.
Do you know a San Antonio teen in 7th to 12th grade looking for ways to get involved in the community? They can apply to be a Project Worth Teen Ambassador today. For more information, visit our website or call 210-207-8850.
Coach Eduardo Cardenas. Special teams going tonight. Countywide Service Company first down. They hand it off inside, straight ahead. Gain of about 2 for the Highlands Owls. It's physical in there as they gave it to Nathan Sancho. And he's dinged up a little bit with that right hand or arm.
Yeah, this guy, what doesn't he do too, right? Strong, tough. One of the first guys in the weight room every single day, doing a lot on the home front as well.
He lost the football and got back on it. Second down, to throw it. That ball's high in the air and incomplete. And third down for the Owls.
We're told that Highlands is going to open it up a little bit more than they have, and they are doing so tonight, throwing the football. So take a look at young quarterback taking a licking back there, but getting right up, and nice show of sportsmanship there, Leo Guzman.
He looked at the official like, hey, can I get a late call there? But
yeah, Leo's just flying to the ball, man.
Yeah, it was not a penalty. So it's third down and 7. Gonna throw it again, this time into double coverage, and it's picked off! The Jefferson Mustangs making a play on defense. What a nice catch by Dylan Caffey, the junior.
Dylan Caffey, maybe get this guy out and have him play some center field the way he's roving out there. Saw this one all the way, slightly overthrown, and Caffey doing a really good job breaking on the football, making a great play back there. Of course, Caffey is a baseball guy and also runs track, so not sure if he's an outfielder, but yeah, what a heck of a play by Dylan Caffey.
All around great athlete there, and he gives the Mustangs the football back with 6:24 to go here in the half.
Notice how baseball players track balls better than anybody down here.
They do. Countywide Service Company first down, little jet sweep. Instead, they fake it. Bocanegra keeps. He's got a nice gain on first down, still on his feet. Slung down there after a gain of about 4 when it's all said and done.
I like the way this 12 plays, don't you?
Yeah, he's gutty.
John Fernandez. Man, this is another guy. I don't think you're going to have a sophomore in there making big-time plays for you, but I mean, this dude's got some grit to him as well. Grit and twitch.
He'll run the play back in there. Giving him a look at QB now. He's had some reps this year. Had 23 carries on the year, coming in almost 200 yards. This time he hands it on the sweep. That's Flores down to about the 40, near the 40, the 41-yard line. Hey, one of the high school bands featured on TNL this year is going to win that $5,000 band grant. It's all based on votes. Scan the QR code on your screen or visit the CW35/station/contests. You got to be 18 to live in our viewing area. The $5,000 band grant sponsored by Christus Children's.
Oh, Jefferson band sure was up for the task doing the national anthem tonight. Very well done.
That was well done. It's 3rd and 1 here for the Mustangs. Hernandez, the backup quarterback, in. He'll keep again. He's got some room. And he's slung down ahead of the chains for another Countywide Service Company first down.
Good pursuit to the football there by Marcus Trevino. Slung down at the very end. Not an easy guy to bring down. Yeah, a little help there too.
The clock momentarily stops to move the chains, and it'll start back up again as we near the 4-minute mark here of the first half. Which reminds me to remind you to stick around for our Central Med halftime show. We'll hear from both bands, have our Scholar Athlete Player of the Week. Interesting set here again. And they run him again. And Fernandez, just a sophomore, is a physical runner. And he picks up 3 more there, it'll be second down.
We talked about fairly on in the broadcast about trying to preserve Bocanegra. Took a little bit of a beating last week, so with a 17-0 lead, you can maybe afford to be a little experimental at this stage of the ball game and also preserve your quarterback at the same time. Meanwhile, 12's getting valuable reps back there, seeing how the offense flows from the running back perspective. We've seen how dynamic he is outside, and looks like he's pretty darn good toting the rock too.
Just a wall of blockers there to clear the way for him. Here on second down and 7, they run that jet sweep formation. They hand it to Flores. He's got a seam to the 30 and out of bounds at the 29. Good job of blocking again. The Jefferson Mustangs blocking scheme has been really impressive on these last 2 plays.
Yeah, Guzman, you got Ruiz, Calvario, Torres, and Owens left to right, and then at the very end of that play, you gotta like Devontae Riley, the freshman. I mean, he's tackling with authority out there.
Chuck, you know what they had right there? They had a seal here and a seal here, and you run it in the alley. The great Vince Lombardi. Chuck gets goosebumps every time I do that. Countywide Service Company
daylight.
First down, the 29. It's the keep. It's the quarterback again, and it's Fernandez for about a yard and a half maybe, as Highlands closed the door on that pretty quickly. He's second down and 8 after a gain of 2. And we're inside of 3 minutes now. Plenty of play clock for him to run all the way over and get the play call from offensive coordinator Gerard Krewald.
We talked about this all week, right? This possibly being the quickest game we've ever had in the history of TNL, and so far it has been equal to it.
They fake, and they will throw. Fernandez got one-on-one coverage down there, and he gave his man a chance at the ball. Adam Wynn was down there, but he was also covered up by Pope, and both of them went out, and Pope, the winner on that battle, breaking it up.
Yeah, Adam Wynn, just a sophomore, actually had the inside play there, but just could not quite come down with the football there. And again, to your point, Don, pretty good job there on the back end of 5 breaking it up. Ryland Pope, we called his name a bunch.
Yeah, he's everywhere. Third down and long here, third down and 8. Another different looking formation for the Mustangs as they split out 2 wide to the right. Bocanegra back in there will complete it to the young sophomore who was just playing quarterback, and he picks up about 3 or 4. It's going to be short of a first down, but now it's a really interesting call because you may be out of field goal range. It would be about a 40-yarder, but it's 4th down and 2, 3. I take my chances here on 4th down in this red zone.
Why do you feel like that's going to be a battle we're going to be seeing for years to come, right? 10 and 12, sophomore and freshman, and those guys duking it out, and both playing really, really good football here tonight. One a sophomore and one a freshman.
All right, so Bocanegra will run back in at quarterback here on 4th and 3, and they go back to their traditional Maryland I set, and they're going to do a little bush push here for Bocanegra. He's got the first down a lot more inside the 20 in the the Central Med red zone, down right at the 15-yard line.
Well, that's just old blood and guts football there from the Jefferson Mustangs, right? Just get the ball and plow the road. What an unbelievably good play right there. Just exerting your force and your might on the opposition to pick up the sticks.
Inside of a minute, Jefferson's got all 3 timeouts if they want them. As the clock runs, it's first down and 10 from the 16. Bocanegra is going to throw the slant over the middle. It's complete. They may use one here. Get it down to the 6-yard line, and the clock continues to run. And now they'll take it. 32 seconds to go here as they burn the timeout.
It was a great throw by Bocanegra right there. And Steven Salazar running a really nice route. Can't say enough about Devontae Riley, the freshman. I mean, that was darn good coverage. Just a better throw and catch right there to pick up a key first down here for Jefferson as we wind down here at the end of the first half.
Chuck, you talked about the best athlete in the house. How about this guy coming up those 48 rows of Alamo Stadium seats? Look, never breaks stride. He keeps the rhythm going. There's no fatigue. You know, about most people, I've watched a lot of people run those stairs or walk those stairs, and they give out about halfway.
You know what? You guys are very kind, and I'm glad you cut it when you cut it, because what you didn't see there was I lost my balance towards the very end. I thought I was going to fall over. I kid you not.
I was so ready to praise you for what you did, and then you walked in the booth, and I thought I might have to give you mouth to mouth.
And we certainly wouldn't have wanted that, right?
No,
Just
no.
let me die.
But you were hyperventilating, breathing quite heavily.
Oh, yeah, I lost my footing there at the end thinking, okay, that seemed like a good idea. Maybe I'll get some steps in tonight. But no, it was the traffic on the left side that got me there at the end as the ball's loose.
Recovered. They'll probably take another timeout here with 25 seconds to go. And now Jefferson's in a situation where they may have to throw it.
Well, crisis averted in terms of getting the ball back. But again, oh, what a great play by some of these Highlands guys. And we've talked about their defense being backed up most of the night here. But Joe Angel Bustamante, I mean, that guy helped blow that thing up from the onset and really making a huge play for his guys on defense right there.
So we've got 25 seconds to go. 2nd and goal for Jefferson. Ball's backed up now to the 15-yard line. They've got 1 timeout left. And it's going to be real interesting to see the call from Coach Cardenas and when he decides to use that timeout. Because really, he's got 3 plays at it, depending on what he wants to do. Put it in the air a couple of times. Save that timeout.
Now you're going to try to see if you can free up John Fernandez on the outside somewhere. See if you can let him roam. And if you're Highlands, you may want to keep an eye on 12 as well. He's one guy that's proven he can get by in a hurry.
All right, so they go in the Maryland eye. Looks like they may want to run it here and then burn another one. They go right up the middle. They get the 10 down to about the 8. Now they'll call timeout with 18 to go. And now you've got 2 shots at the end zone on both 3rd and 4th down, or 1 shot and then kick another field goal. Similar situation we had last year. Let's flash back. Chris Kopfus going back into the archive. In his hands again. To the outside, being chased, got the corner. Touchdown, Amante Carter.
3 making it look easy as he tiptoes in.
So we'll see what they have dialed up here for these Jefferson Mustangs.
Yeah, Monte Carter playing college football now. So, I mean, what a storied career he had for this Jefferson ball club. And Jefferson doing a really nice job trying to build around the young man, number 11, who played some safety and wide receiver last year. And he's doing a really good job guiding this offense here tonight for sure.
So again, 2 plays. If they're smart here, if they throw the football, they've also got a chance to if it's incomplete, to get the kick team out there, or maybe they go for it on both plays. Here we go, 3rd and goal. Boltanegra is going to be, he's got no timeouts. That's going to be a huge play. Smart play by the quarterback there to unload it. And now they'll run the kick team out there to try a field goal. Had he taken the sack, it would have ended the half.
Well, they were looking for somebody downfield, and, you know, again, can't say enough about the job that the Highlands defense is doing here tonight. Doing it in the running game, and then also in the passing game. Again, you gotta be weary of the other team in a ball game like this that you know is going to ground and pound you to death. And so far, the guys on the back end on both of these defenses have been really, really good tonight.
So Paz was good the last time out. He's going to attempt this one. Similar spot, maybe a little shorter. They're going to spot it about the 18. It'll be a 28-yarder.
That's like a layup for him after he kicked that last one, right?
Yeah, he's good from 22 this year, 24. Last one was a 32-yarder. And now they're waiting for the officials to get the clock situation straightened out. And he'll try to make it 20-0 here with a 25-yarder. Snap and hold her down. That one he pushed a little bit right, and it's no good. After kicking the last one really nicely right down the middle, he just pushed that one to the right. And so it's 17-10, and we'll see one more play here in the first half. And next week, we're going to Converse. Canyon and Judson. Big district battle in 6A from Rutledge Stadium there. Always a fun time to go to that place. And so many great programs in that district. You got Wagner and Judson and Veterans Memorial. And the New Braunfels Canyon Cougars is going to have something to say in that district, as they're got a new coaching staff and looking forward to make some noise in that district. Last play of the half. We'll take a sack, and that'll get us to zeros. And the Jefferson Mustangs will go into the half with a 17-0 lead. Highlands has been in this football game, but they had a couple of costly turnovers deep in their own territory, Chuck, that gave Jefferson a chance to add to that lead.
Yeah, I mean, Highlands' defense has played outstanding football tonight. And yeah, Don, to your point, I mean, if Highlands A doesn't turn the ball over or, you know, just fields a kick, which again, I'm not saying that was an easy one, because that was an odd-looking kick that ended up checking up and then going backwards away from the ball carrier. But Highlands hanging in there, 17-0 at the half.
We're back with the Centromed halftime show right after this.
Tonight's broadcast of Thursday Night Lights is sponsored by Taco Cabana, the Gomez Law Firm, Beluga Air, Centro Med, Enroll SA, San Antonio Sports, Valero, San Antonio Zoo, County-Wide Service Company, Christus Children's, ACNowSA.com, Rhino Roofers, San Antonio Ready to Work, Moonlight Ballroom, Air and Plumbing Today, Living Way Church, San Antonio Metropolitan Health District, Premier Pros, IBEW, Vietnam Army Grunt Museum, and Monarch Trophy Studio. Welcome to the Centro Med Halftime Report.
Welcome back to the Rock Pile. It is Jefferson on top of Highlands, 17-0. We are at our Centro Med halftime portion of the broadcast, and on the field now, it's the Highlands Owls High School Marching Band, and they are under the direction of band director David Torch. Please enjoy. know you look forward to these halftime shows as much as I do.
Big setup here.
We're going to take it live and hot and in Technicolor, and unfortunately we got here right in the nick of time for the changeover, but this looks like it's going to be a pretty good setup.
For me, I'm now really interested because of just the time it takes to get the set.
Dream Mare.
Look at this. They got a king size bed out there.
Got all kinds of signage.
It's got a theme. Yeah, like I said, these are the contest shows. And you know, you got Dream Nightmares. What is it, a Halloween theme thing?
Sure looks like it.
Dream Mare. It's got a little spookiness to it. It's closing in on Halloween. Yeah. I'm glued.
Strike up the band. Godsmack theme here, it looks like. Maybe a little Slipknot action they're going to break out for us. Now I'm curious more than ever what they're going to play.
Suspense is killing me. Well, they're putting their instruments on the ground. They may not play anything. Hey, Chuck, it's time to vote for our Christus Children's $5,000 band grant. To vote for the Highlands Marching Band, scan the QR code on your screen or visit cw35.com/station/contest. You must be 18 and live in our viewing area. San Antonio middle and high school athletes are doing great things for our community. San Antonio Sports and Valero are shining a light on teams and individuals who model key values through their actions. This week, we salute two schools whose community projects demonstrate beyond the game values. The East Central High School volleyball team spent a day coordinating and supporting students at Tradition Elementary during their bike rodeo, providing a healthy competition for kids in the community while teaching them bike safety. Members of Brennan High School's athletics organized the Sunrise GL Memorial Run and Bike Ride, honoring the life of cross-country and track and field coach Gus Ortiz, who passed away during the summer. Participants ran and cycled the 2-mile course to honor their beloved coach. These athletes demonstrated the beyond the game values of integrity, respect, teamwork, excellence, and community service. San Antonio Sports and Valero salute high school and middle school coaches who inspire their athletes to serve others. Parents, teachers, and coaches can nominate teams and individuals that go beyond the game.
You're watching the Central Med Halftime Report.
It is 17-0. We're at halftime of Thursday Night Lights at Alamo Stadium as the bands continue. And it is time every week on TNL. We showcase incredible student athletes. And at the end of the year, our sponsor, Beluga Air, presents a $10,000 scholarship to one of the students that we feature this season on TNL. As always, our David Chancellor introduces us to this week's scholar athletes from Highlands and Jefferson.
Highlands senior Alea Walker is fast. I know it, she knows it, and so does the Owls football team.
I love racing people at school. I'll race the whole football team. I'm pretty fast.
Oh, well, that's very interesting. So who wins then?
Me.
Walker runs the 400 meters for Highlands and is qualified for the regional meet the last 2 years. This year, she plans on winning it. She's also captain of the basketball team and a star in the classroom. She's got a 3.8 GPA and ranks number 7 in her class.
You know that I'm top 5%. I get into every school in Texas.
Yeah.
So, but I want to strive for like Ivy, far. I want to go to a school that will really challenge me.
Alea's in the Honor Society, the Spanish Honor Society. She's won the Principal Award for Academic Excellence 3 times, and she's become a part-time art teacher. But her true gift is a big smile and a bigger voice, which she uses to help others.
I always love to be able to speak up for people because I feel like a lot of students and a lot of kids now with social media and stuff have problems being more social and speaking up when they're problems. And I have 5 younger siblings. So I'm always advocating and always trying to help them out. And so I have no problem with if they need help, I'll speak for them. If they need some protection, I'll be there.
Jefferson High School's Destiny Duenas does a little bit of everything, and she does all of it well. Basketball, track, cross country. She goes from one sport to the next, but hoops is her favorite.
I feel like, well, for me, because my sister played and I always looked up to her, so I was like, oh, she played basketball, so I want to play basketball. So it's always been about my sister.
She cooks on the court and off it. She's a baking whiz for the school's culinary club.
Who in the family taught you that?
Probably my grandma.
Oh, yes, I knew it would be Grandma. I can guarantee you we're going to put this on the piece. What's the best thing that Grandma Gigi makes?
Enchiladas. Cheese enchiladas.
Yes. What time should I be over for dinner?
Destiny has a 93 GPA. She volunteers at church, at Morgan's Wonderland. She even cleans up trash at school. Speaking of trash, she can talk a little too, at least when it comes to her 6 brothers and sisters.
Bottom line here, Destiny, let's talk some trash. Are you the best athlete in your family? Oh, yes.
I do the most sports, so.
They know?
They know.
Okay. Well, if they didn't, they know now.
Seriously though, what time are we going to Grandma Gigi's for enchiladas?
You're watching the Central Med Halftime Report.
The mighty Mustang Band from Jefferson High School is on the field, established in 1932. It's one of the oldest marching bands in San Antonio. They're led by band director Jonathan Moreras, a graduate of Jefferson. He's been a music educator for SAISD for 14 years. He's been at Jefferson for 13 years and the band director for 4. The Mustang Band has been selected as a feature band for the Fiesta Battle of the Bands 4 different times. It's received awards for Best 4A, 5A, and People's Choice Overall winner. The Mighty Mustang Band is a competitive band on the marching field, expressive on stage, and grooving in the jazz hall, and a powerhouse on the parade route. Let's take a listen. Sorry. All right, to vote for the Jefferson High School Marching Band, scan the QR code on your screen or visit cw35.com/station/contest. You must be 18 and live in our viewing area. Thanks again to Christus Children's for sponsoring this year's $5,000 band grant.
You're watching the Central Med Halftime Report.
Welcome back to the Central Med Halftime Show on Thursday Night Lights. Jefferson leads Highlands 17-0 here at the half. It's time for our San Antonio Ready to Work first half highlights. It was all Jefferson. Zach Flores got them started with a big gain here to get them into field position to score, and it was Uriah Bocanegra going in from 5 yards out to make it 7-0. It stayed that way for a long time, and Chuck, Highlands had two tough plays that led to touchdowns as you look at a second angle of Bocanegra, but they were in this game until two plays right deep in their own territory.
Well, you hear about it every week, right, Don? A play here, a play there, and you got a different outcome on the scoreboard, but that's kind of been the theme of the night here for Highlands, as you said. I mean, you know, if you just take care of the football in a couple of situations here, that 17-0 might very well be just 7-0 at this point.
Bocanegra added that touchdown. Gerard Paz kicked a field goal. It's 17-0. And we'll be back with second half action on Thursday Night Lights.
You're watching Taco Cabana Thursday Night Lights, presented by the Gomez Law Firm.
Welcome back. The Highlands Owls are back on the field. Mustangs are too as we get ready for second half action. Chuck, we take a look at our first half highlights. The scoreboard very indicative of these numbers. Just complete domination from Jefferson.
Well, they've been really, really dominant up front with Guzman, Ruiz, Collazo, and Owens with their front four. And then, you know, they've got a ton of guys in the box and obviously making it extremely hard for Highlands to move the football. But having said that, Don, we've seen a couple of opportunities that were lost by Highlands, some home runs that were available that they just couldn't connect on. They're trying to be a little more diverse tonight in their offense as they expand the playbook at this point into the season with this extremely young team. But obviously, looking at the stats, it's Jefferson 17-0, and it reflects on the halftime stats.
And they have had some positive plays, but they've had some significant losses that have done the math with the subtraction that have given them just the 9 first half yards. But they will get the ball here to start the second half as Coach Cardenas dials up his headphones and gets his squad ready to kick it away for our Rhino Roofers second half kickoff.
Well, and again, it's, you know, I don't want to downplay the job that the Highlands defense has done too. I mean, when your offense is only giving you 9 yards, it's easy to overlook what the Highlands Owls have done on defense tonight. But, you know, I know we're not, because they really done an amazing job of holding Jefferson down tonight with their unit pretty much backed up the entire night.
Fabian Hernandez's kick is fielded at the 10. And across the 15 to the 20 and stumbling right there at the 25. Otherwise, he would have had a much bigger game for Highlands, was number 23, Javon Flemings, the junior. So we'll see what this offense can get going here in the second half. It's first down and 10. It's a San Antonio Zoo first down for Highlands quarterback Jordan Savalos, just the junior, 5'7", 160. I'm sure they got a good pep talk at halftime, and we'll see what they do here in the second half. A man in motion and blowing it up, getting right through there was our man of the pregame show, Justin Ruiz, the two-time All-District defensive lineman.
Styling and profiling.
Celebrating that one. He wants everybody to know, yeah, that was me.
Yeah, we know, right? I mean, look at that. He's just blowing by 2 guys. It's just not a fair fight. Justin Ruiz making a heck of a play, but, you know, getting back to, you know, their sophomore quarterback, Ceballos, Don, you know, when they were going through their
that ball
fall
came
camp,
out.
Did they get the ball back?
I think the ball came out.
Well, then I'll save my story on Ceballos.
Can we see it again, guys? Let's see it one more time. But yeah, I thought it was just a tackle too. I don't mean to interrupt you, but
oh
the
no,
way the change
I'm glad
over.
you did. I'm over here. I was salivating, obviously, at the play that 62 made, but I was so worried about the celebration. You're right. I wasn't even looking at the ball.
Ball was on the ground.
It's like, yeah, I made a play, but yeah, we turned it over too.
So another Highlands turnover deep in their own territory inside the Central Med red zone. It's a San Antonio first down for the Jefferson Mustangs. And it's a quarterback keep. This time, we've got to check there because, they've run 2 quarterbacks at us tonight. That's Uriah Bocanegra, the starter, who picks up a couple to be second down and 8. Now back to your story.
No, I'm going to wait and save that for when Highlands goes back on offense because, again, that was just a heck of a play, right? 62's been all over the field tonight, and, boy, you can't say enough about the job he's done.
Yeah,
Be
fantastic.
able to go right up the gut right there, beat your guy, and then beat the first blocker you see in the backfield, making contact, and then he had some help on the back end that helped not only force the fumble, but obviously a recovery for his Mustangs.
A shotgun formation. They've run that jet sweep a few times to Flores, who picks up a couple and shoves a man out of bounds. He picks up maybe 3 on the play. It'll be third down and short. Here's they move inside the Central Med red zone to the 19-yard line, so it'll be 3rd and 5.
You think it's some of these guys, too, with Jefferson. We talked about Ruiz going both ways, and they got a bunch of guys splitting time on both sides of the ball, as does Highlands. But, and again, it's hard to know what side of the ball the guy's actually better on. So good on both.
We'll go back to the Maryland I formation. Here's Bocanegra going to keep it himself. He's had success, goes right up the middle, and he's going to score his 3rd rushing touchdown of the game. Uriah Bocanegra. Great play call, and hats off to that offensive line for the Jefferson Mustangs. They have done a great job of opening holes.
You got to see 62 again. Look at this. He just pulled a pancake on his guy over there on the left side. What is Ruiz not doing here tonight? Obviously it was a great run by the quarterback, but hats off to the offensive line paving road that time.
The extra point is up. It is good. It is 24-0. And the Jefferson Mustangs dominating here at Alamo Stadium.
Closed captioning for tonight's game is sponsored by Premier Pros.
Uriah Bocanegra, the star of tonight's game so far, 10 carries, 46 yards, and 3 touchdowns. And he's run that offense to perfection, and he's gotten some big-time help. Ball's out again! This time the Highlands Owls get back on it. But their special teams play has really put them in tough positions here tonight.
Well, that was a good hustle play there on the Highlands part of Christopher Dodson. Ball loose and coming in there to hustle up and make sure that Highlands retains possession. It would have been a disaster. 2 plays running here in the second half. And as I was talking about early, Don, about this offense, we talked about the youth of this team, but when they ran Ceballos out there during fall camp, he really seemed to mesh well with their young offensive line. And so he started the season on JV, and they kind of moved him up because they liked what he was doing. So, obviously there's going to be some growing pains when you're talking about the youth of an entire football team. And they're trying to build a lot of culture there, too, and kind of reset, what Highlands had done not that long ago, where they kind of resurrected the program, and they were going to the playoffs when Coach Juan was over there doing his thing before he moved on. And I think it's going to be a slow build to that. They're really excited about some of these younger guys and what they've been able to do. But obviously it's going to test the mettle of these young guys as they take their lumps here early.
Well, we've seen that so many times with young football teams that, you go through those growing pains where you're young, you're sophomores, that tough lessons learned, but they pay off when they're juniors and seniors.
Yeah, and Coach Landros, we talked about him coming over, and this is his second year, and he got there a little late last year, but they're running a different offense. He's kind of had to change the culture, and it was really a lot of fun, Don, talking to him, thinking about what he's got envisioned for this program long term, and it was just fascinating to hear where he's gotten his chops from whether it was previous coaching stops at places like Taft, and saw how they kind of rebuilt the culture there. So see another huge play by this Jefferson defense, but you'd appreciate the guy. I mean, he's got Pentecostal preacher in the family and farmers in the family, and it takes a little bit of that grit and faith, and again, sometimes your faith gets tested early, but he's going to stick to the program. You can bet that.
Yeah, great play there by Damian Ramirez to come up and make that play. And too often we lose track of the bigger achievement here from Highlands, and that is, as he said in the pregame, he doesn't have to worry about kids not showing up this week. I mean, he's changing a culture. He's got these guys showing up at 5:30 in the morning, teaching them much more about life than just football. And, you learn some hard lessons through football. Obviously, we're having a struggle here, but again, all these lessons pay off later. It's 24-0. Jefferson looking to add to it here. 9:39 to go, third quarter. Welcome back. It's 24-0. It's Jefferson football, and it's a San Antonio Zoo first down as they run another one of those jet sweeps inside the 20-yard line, inside the Central Med red zone. Again is Zach Flores, who's had a nice night. And again, we've been talking a lot about the quarterback, Bocanegra and Flores, but the guys up front are really doing a good job of clearing the way. We've talked about a lot about 62, Justin Ruiz, having a huge night, both on the offensive and defensive lines, but he's got a lot of help up there. And more impressively is the way they work together. This is they pull guards, they do a nice job. There's another trap block there. As you saw, I think it was the right guard pull and come this way. And it set up the trap and made a really nice block.
Well, again, there's just a lot to look at, right? If you're a defender, you're seeing all this window dressing going on in the backfield, and you see a couple of studs right there with massive respect for each other, 42 and 50. Pulling up at the end of that play. Nice done, fellas. A lot of respect for both of these teams going both ways. And, again, we're just at a different point in time, right, where these programs are. I mean, Jefferson coming in here knowing that they've got really the inside track to that fourth playoff spot and handling their business. And then, Highlands was hoping to see if they could get a win through tonight and get back in this race. Just so young as Bocanegra scores again.
4 touchdowns on the night for Uriah Bocanegra. It's like he turned to his teammate and said, that's too easy. Again, it's because of some great blocking up front.
Yeah, on this side, it's the right side. Torres, Owens, 470. He's a 2-time All-District performer himself. So, yeah, I think you're right, Don. I mean, well called.
Let's look at it again. Watch
very, very well as a unit.
Watch the right tackle after the extra point. They just have been dominating the line of scrimmage. There it is again, 77, just sealing right there. And Bocanegra makes it 31-0. Hey, welcome back to Moonlight Ballroom out, Smile Cam out at Jefferson High School. And you can see they were having a great pep rally today, getting ready for tonight's game, getting everybody involved. Look at that.
How do you do that?
I don't know.
Yeah, players getting the crowd all fired up for tonight's ball game. And what a great little yearbook snapshot they'll have on the Jefferson side with homecoming and TNL.
Yeah.
In perpetuity on YouTube. By the way, if you'd like to watch a former or an older TNL broadcast, you can always do so on YouTube.
Highlands almost got the full corner. Big shot at the end of that inbounds. But nice job, nice return by the Highlands Owls, showing some speed to get to the outside was Christopher Dotson, but he paid the price for it at the end of the run. 31. Coming up and making a big time play.
Yeah, a little contact sport, huh?
Hiram Valenzuela.
Got another nominee for the collision of the game.
I think you may have a winner right there. But that's Brian Watts' call. A great director, Brian Watts, in the truck. San Antonio Zoo first down for the Highlands Owls. They run it straight ahead and they pick up 4. Nice job churning all the way up to the 30-yard line.
Game ball run right there.
Nathan Sancho had a couple of positive carries early in the game. Now they go back to him. We've got a player profile, an IBEW Local 60 profile on Sancho, 3-year letterman, team captain, also plays water polo and runs track and field. Moving forward again are the Owls. This time it's Adam Garcia.
Yeah, you know, Sancho Don's got 2 receptions for over 40 yards for touchdowns too. So for a triple option team, for them to have a couple of guys get loose from the backfield and score touchdowns, that's pretty impressive. And Sancho, you know, is another one of these young guys from Highlands that's having to do a lot outside of just football and school and everything else that he's great at, you know, helping to provide at the house. And hats off to that young man for everything that he has to go through every day. And again, we talked about these guys getting up and having to be at school for practice at 5:30 in the morning. There's a real commitment by these guys to play football at Highlands, and it'll be fun to watch here as they grow up in this system with the coach, and you know, see how they do it here in the next couple of years. Get a little bigger, a little stronger, a little faster. Take a look at Adam Garcia trying to shake it off after he took a hit on the last play.
Did a nice job running that option keep, showing his toughness, staying in there. I think he was shaking those AstroTurf rubber pellets out of his ear hole. Gonna run this one to the other side. Nice little cut back there, but there's just nowhere to go. Jefferson's having a pretty easy time with their penetration. They blow that down after it looked like Highlands may have broken free, but it'll be blown down. It'll be 3rd down and long.
Let's see what happened here. Was the ball knocked loose, or was that a pitch at the end? Garcia didn't want to go down. Oh, that was a loose ball.
It was a fumble. It was a fumble and recovered by his teammate there. Heads up play by Jeremiah McCain. So it's 3rd down and 7. 5 minutes to go here in the 3rd. Looks like they want to throw it. They do. Sancho's got it. Makes a nice move. Makes another one. Cuts it up. Shows some toughness and gets past midfield. And these Highlands Owls have picked up a San Antonio Zoo first down on a really nice play by Nathan Sancho.
Yeah, we talked about Sancho's ability to catch the ball out of the backfield. Look at him in space. Little head fake. Oh, nice cuts.
Tough football player, too. The way he ended runs going straight ahead. Wanted the contact. We'll go quick here. Push it ahead on a 1st and 10. They sneak it for a couple.
Gave him almost 3 on that play, so positive production again on 1st down. A little rhythm to the offense right now for these Highlands Owls.
Yeah, they've changed and gone to Adam Garcia at quarterback. We saw him playing receiver earlier in the game with Savalos, the sophomore, playing QB, but it's been a tough night for Savalos in that offense, so trying to get a change of pace, and so far, Garcia's given him a nice little spark.
He was a big-time player for him last year.
Confusion, he wanted to pull it, and they kind of fought over it for a second. Sancho ends up with the carry, but that was not executed the way they wanted it to.
Oh, great job by the Jefferson defense here, snuffing this one out. Little pull, or is it? By the time they decided that it wasn't going to be, it was a rally to the football for the Jefferson Mustangs.
Third down and long. They converted on their last one. 3rd and 8, under 3:30 to play here in the third quarter. They're going to throw again, running for his life, and completing it again to Sancho. And Sancho's still on his feet, man. He doesn't want to go out of bounds. He wants all the contact he can get. And he's got another San Antonio Zoo first down. 2 third down passing conversions by Garcia and Sancho.
Well, he had the heavy heat coming down from the Jefferson Mustangs playing downhill and got it out there, and Sancho's making a living on this drive, catching the ball out of the backfield.
So the Highlands Owls are on the move, down 31-0 here in the third quarter with another San Antonio Zoo first down. Here's Garcia, wants to throw again. The lefty's going deep, got a man down there in double coverage, and still almost coming up with it was Jeremiah McCain, who made a nice play on the ball. A gutsy throw into coverage, but you can see McCain's got the athleticism to make a play, and he almost did.
He did, but good job too by the Jefferson defenders back there that they did have 2 guys, and yeah, make sure you play through the ball, make sure nobody's coming down with that one. Worst case scenario.
Yeah, really nice job by Julian Cervera to break that up. 2nd and 10, they run Sancho this time. He gets back to the line of scrimmage, that's about it. Maybe 3rd down and long, but that's just where they want him. They've been successful the last 2 3rd and 8s. So let's see what they draw up here.
And you got to believe it's 2 down territory, so you don't necessarily have to give up the run. Maybe think that Jefferson believes you're going to throw the ball right here, but you certainly are in that type of a formation.
I believe they're going to throw the ball. Instead, they run Sancho to the right-hand side, and he's not going anywhere. Loss on the play. It'll bring down up 4th down. Maybe they gave him a yard.
Well, you're definitely throwing it on 4th down. Didn't fool anybody. Jefferson staying at home, doing a really nice job. And who was that filling the hole? That was our guy 12, playing some defense now too.
Love to see these guys who are playing on both sides of the ball.
Yeah, and that guy's just a sophomore again. I mean, youth served all over the field.
John Fernandez. Here's 4th down. Got him in space. Can he break a tackle? He breaks one, but they didn't quite fool that right side of that Jefferson defense, and they'll go over on downs back to the Mustangs. Good play call. I liked it, but Jefferson stayed home and played it well.
Yeah, and you see the speed of the Jefferson defense paying off right here, right? 1, 2, 3 guys rallying to the football, and outstanding job by Garcia getting past 2, but it was impossible to get by the 3rd guy.
So we got 1:28 here left in the third. And tip of the cap to Adam Garcia, who had the most successful series of the night for the Highlands Owls, but not enough to get deep into Jefferson territory or score. And so the Mustangs will take over, and we'll see they run their starting quarterback back out there, Bocanegra. So San Antonio Zoo first down. Different man this time in motion on that sweep, and he's got it all the way down to midfield. That's Christian Colony. It's been Flores all night. They go to Colony, and he's a senior, and you can tell he's got some speed, getting his chance to carry the rock tonight and doing a nice job.
So precise with this running game, right? Doesn't matter who they're giving the rock to tonight. It has been well executed by Jefferson. again, they've had the benefit of having to work on a short field thanks to some of the plays that their defense has made for them tonight, but came in here with a purpose, knowing that they had to win to stay in the playoff chase, and sure looks like they're going to make that happen with this performance here this evening.
Pitch it, ball's on the ground, and it's recovered by the Highlands Owls.
Right on cue.
Highlands coming up with it. Number 6 is Jesse Torres Caballero.
Well, what's the old saying? Execute or you get executed, right? Done a great job of holding onto the ball all evening and moving the football, and not right there. And Highlands making another big play on defense. They've been really good at that this evening in terms of, you know, playing with their backs against the wall and holding the score down like they have.
All right, so a break for the Owls for the first time tonight. 36 seconds here at the end of the third quarter. Desperately want to get some points on the board. Garcia successful last time. This time again into double coverage, and that ball almost picked off. And Garcia is living dangerously, throwing where there's got more blue shirts than white.
Yeah, and Severa, the sophomore back there, 81. Really good coverage. And then 15 doing an outstanding job. Fabian Casares, the senior, was the one that broke it up.
I have no idea why the clock's running after an incompletion, but it does, and that may take us to the end of the quarter, and it will. It's all Jefferson, 31-0. You stick around because there's a chance that we break the Guinness Book of World Records tonight for the fastest fourth quarter ever played. Coming up on Thursday Night Lights. Welcome back. It's the San Antonio Ready to Work game highlights. It's the third quarter action. Second verse, same as the first. Boca Negra, 2 touchdowns in the first half, 2 touchdowns in the second half so far. It's all Uriah Boca Negra and all Jefferson Mustangs, 31-0. Highlands has the ball though, inside Jefferson territory. Here to start the fourth quarter, it's 3rd and 4, and they go to their bell cow running back, and Santo has nothing. It'll be 4th down.
Tristan Sanchez and company busting through, playing on the other end of the line of scrimmage right there. Michael Rodriguez as well.
Yeah, the trenches have really tipped the scale in favor of the Mustangs tonight.
Yeah, it's been an impressive performance by the men in the box, so to speak.
So it'll be 4th down and 6 inside Jefferson territory. We'll see if Garcia will put it in the air. Either way, ball could turn over on downs unless he completes it. He's got his guy. Santos gets a block. And he's not going to get the first down, though, and I thought maybe we'd see a flag for a block in the back. Good block. I didn't see a penalty.
I just love it, right? It's a lopsided scoreboard, but look at least the hustle. 22 coming out of nowhere trying to make a play for his guy, but Jefferson is just having none of it tonight on defense.
The Mustangs are swarming. They've got the football back with 11:08 left in the fourth quarter. The Monarch trophies on display will go to the Jefferson Mustangs tonight. If they hang on, 31-0 here in the fourth quarter. We'll give away our MVP of the game and the trophy to the winning coach and his squad. Monarch Trophy, 344-3777 for all your trophy needs. Countywide first down. Boca Negra hands straight ahead, still on his feet. Hey, Chuck, Uniform Czar tonight is fired up. It is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and Jefferson has done the pink very nicely with their red and blue classic helmet. But the uniform tonight goes to our lead official, Carlton Brown, because on his uniform, something very unique.
Yeah, Don, I was talking to Carlton before the game, and on his belt in the front, and so it would be on his right side, he's got a little device that he calls the clasp. So we see a run up the middle, and woo, heavy hit down there at the end.
It's where he keeps his yellow flag.
He does. So it's hard to see exactly from this angle, but Carlton is an inventor, and this holds his flag, and I can't wait to get the rest of the story. There you see it. Great shot, fellas. But Carlton has sold 50,000 of these devices.
That black ball is the flag.
Yeah.
It's got the yellow on the other end, tucked in his pants that you can't see.
So NFL officials are using these devices, some of them. He's sold 50,000 of these. Carlton's an inventor. That's like one of the greatest stories I've ever heard. And I'm curious to hear the rest of the story, but you know, Carlton's making the use of his time and trying to make the game a little nicer place to work.
Nice little business.
Yeah.
And out of necessity comes great invention. He was like, where can I put my flag that makes it easier to grab and throw?
Carlton in action tonight. There it is. Gonna have to use the clasp. Unless he's the guy that didn't throw the flag there. Anyway, interesting. When he showed me the gadget, it was very, very cool. And, again, you're right. Somebody sees a void somewhere and it comes up with a great idea. And God bless him, man. Making some dough on the side and also making the game a better place. Somebody thinks something of it if NFL guys are using it, right?
Shark Tank.
Right.
Pitch over to the right-hand side as we've seen some backups in the football game for Jefferson. Highlands has a clean look too. I like the H on one side, the numeral on the other. Very clean shoulder stripe. Good color scheme, good easy to read numbers. Highlands straight across the front, very clean. Hats off to both uniforms. Of course, Jefferson wearing that classic SMU Mustangs look. I'm not sure who had it first, but they've done a great job with going with an alternate gray pant as well. Bocanegra keeps, nothing doing.
Guess who made the tackle there? 42.
Pope. Oh, 42. There you see our Moonlight Ballroom smile cam. Lots of pink for the breast cancer fight. Those guys having a good time out here tonight. Everybody on the Jefferson side is, as they had a nice turnout. Bocanegra limps off. And so, as we've seen before, when he doesn't play quarterback, they go to John Fernandez, and the sophomore's done a good job.
It's all Jefferson tonight, obviously, as you look at the scoreboard and as we wind it down here in the fourth quarter. But I hope Bocanegra's okay. He suffered a little injury there. And again, the one guy you want to run away from is the guy that's getting a lot of college attention, 42, with the Highlands Owls.
It's 31-0, a timeout on the field. It's 3rd and 14 when we come back. Welcome back. The gorgeous Jefferson High School, built in 1932. It was dubbed the School of the Future almost 100 years ago. On the cover of Life magazine nationally, Thomas Jefferson High School, and boy, did it give the world some of the all-time greats, including Tommy Nobis, #1 pick in the draft out of the University of Texas. Kyle Rote, class of 47, was a champion with the New York Football Giants and San Antonio's first great professional football player. Jim Lehrer from the McNeil Lehrer Hour on public television, an Emmy-nominated and Emmy-winning TV journalist. And some mayors here in San Antonio, including Henry B. Gonzalez, the U.S. Congressman, and Mayor Ed Garza. Just a lot of fantastic graduates coming out of Jefferson High School.
Senior Sack too, right?
Senior Sack, Gabe Rivera. Yeah, and San Antonio TV weatherman Mike Hernandez. Nice. We're back in 15 seconds.
Hey San Antonio teens! Are you looking for ways to share your voice, creativity, and ideas on ways to positively impact the community? Become a Project Worth Teen Ambassador. For more information, visit our website or call 210-207-8850.
Yeah, and you know, the greatest of all, because she's probably watching, is Laura Groff.
There you go.
She was a fantastic athlete. Volleyball and basketball.
It still is.
San Antonio Sports
Right.
Hall of Famer. It's a countywide service company first down. Big hole. Closed quickly by the Jefferson defense. Boy, Jefferson's 25. That's Tristan Sanchez. Shut that door in a hurry.
Yeah, lost a shoe in the process, but not before he gobbled him up. He's not missing a beat, too, man. That was a quick change-a-roo.
Clock continues to run inside of 6.5 minutes now. Will pass over the middle. That's caught. Garcia with another nice left-handed strike. Completes that to Jason Balderas.
Yeah, Balderas, the senior, another guy that plays on both sides of the ball, running free, and good play there by Severa to bring him down. Nice pitch and catch. They've had a little bit of a rhythm to this offense since three's come into the ball game.
Thought they were going to call an injury timeout, but the young man from Jefferson got up. So they'll start on the ready with 6 minutes to go here. It's a countywide service company first down. When I think of Jefferson football, you can go back to Coach Shannon back in the 50s when they had 60s, they had those glory days, but also I think of Marshall Fleener, who did a really nice job in the early 90s there. His son Jeff is a real successful coach up in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. And see Coach Fleener from time to time. Second down and 9 for the Owls. They'll pitch it out to Sancho. He's got some space. He finds that seam, and nice job there letting up and not getting a penalty.
We talk about a lot of these guys down that played both ways tonight, and I just can't say enough about the job that all of these guys that have gone both ways tonight for both of these squads. But John Fernandez, the sophomore, man, I really got my eye on that guy, right?
Yeah, for
whether
sure.
he's catching the ball or he's back there playing safety, and I don't know how much he's come off the field tonight, but well done, young man. Heck of a ball game.
Played some quarterback.
Yeah, that's right.
Done it all. Garcia going to throw it deep. Again into double, triple coverage and almost intercepted. He has no problem giving his guys a chance, even if it means throwing it where there's, as I said earlier, more blue shirts than white, and we've got a hammy cramp or strain. Is there a penalty or not? They're just going to let them snap it. And that'll give me time to tell you about San Antonio Sports and our Beyond the Game promotion. That ball's handed off inside. San Antonio Sports and Valero recognizing teams that have exhibited those key values through their actions. And to learn more, you saw it the earlier, but you want to learn more about how parents, teachers, and coaches can nominate teams and individuals that go beyond the game so that they get the credit they're due. Just go to sanantoniosports.org. And the clock ticks down inside of 3 minutes and 15 seconds here as Highlands trying to avoid the shutout. They want to get in the end zone. It's 3rd down and 9. They've got 2 shots at it here. Garcia's going to throw. Does, and it's complete. And that'll move the sticks. Highlands still alive with a chance to score here. It'll be a first down and 10, and Garcia continues to fight, scratch and claw, and he's done a nice job completing passes tonight. On the night, he's 5 for 9, 71 yards. I told you this might be the fastest quarter in history, and we're on track. It's a countywide service company first down. Clock continues to run here. Garcia will hand to Sancho. He's got 6 or 7. He's second down as we hit the 2-minute mark. Good blocking up front from the Highlands offensive line on that one. Chuck McIntyre making his way down to the field to be the master of ceremonies for our post-game show and hand out those Monarch trophies. Highlands desperately wanting to get rid of that 0 on the scoreboard. They've got 3 timeouts if they want to use them. 2nd and 7. It's Garcia. Fakes to Sancho, in trouble, running for his life, will just throw it away. Didn't see a receiver over there, wasn't outside the tackle box. No flag. There is a flag. There is a flag. Let's see if they call grounding here. Carlton Brown using his invention of the clasp to pull that flag, and he will call intentional grounding. That's a loss of down, which means it will be 4th down now. And I don't think you can really blame the kid for unloading that one. He didn't want to take that big loss, but there just wasn't a receiver in the area, so it'll be 4th down, no, 2nd down after that first down, and loss of down. It was, I thought it was 3rd down before that play, which means this would be a loss of down and this would be 4th down, but I don't know. The yard marker just as confused as as I am. And now we've got a timeout on the field, and Highlands will take it. We'll take it with them. It'll be 3rd and 20 when we come back. Welcome back. The Jefferson Mustangs bowing up defensively, trying to keep the Highlands Owls out of the end zone. It's 3rd down and 20 with a $1:20 to go here in the 4th quarter. Highlands being penalized after a intentional grounding call. So they've got 2 chances at it. And they've got to pick up 20 yards. Garcia's had some success throwing the football here in this ball game. Going to throw it again here. Got double coverage, and that ball is caught. Caught! Wow, I thought it was picked off. I guess the receiver stole it away from the defender who had it first. It's kind of a jump ball there, and 23 rolls over, and sure enough, he's got it inside the 10. So it's 1st and goal with 40 seconds to go. Now it's 2nd and goal. And the chain crew on the far side with the marker is just got it showing 4th down, but was it 4th down? Was it 3rd and goal? All right, so they'll turn it over on downs, and Jefferson will snap it twice. So that big gain did not pick up the 1st down. And we're back in 15 seconds.
Do you know a San Antonio teen in 7th to 12th grade looking for ways to get involved in the community? They can apply to be a Project Worth Teen Ambassador today. For more information, visit our website or call 210-207-8850.
Welcome back. It is victory formation for the Jefferson Mustangs. They will take that right there one more time, and that's the ball game. And Coach Eduardo Cardenas and the Jefferson Mustangs will go to 2-1 in district play in District 12 5A, putting themselves in a very good position to hang on to that final playoff spot in District 12 5A. Dominant performance by the quarterback, Bocanegra. These kneel downs will go against his rushing total with a loss of 2 there, but Jefferson fired up here on homecoming. Handshakes all around. And it is time now for our collision of the game. It's the ACNowSA.com collision of the game. And it's this one right here early in the third quarter, as coming up to lay the wood for the Jefferson Mustangs was Hiram Valenzuela. Oh my, that's a big time hit. We'll send it to break. When we come back, we'll hand out the Monarch trophies to the Jefferson Mustangs. Our final score from Alamo Stadium, 31-0.
Tonight's broadcast of Thursday Night Lights is sponsored by Taco Cabana, the Gomez Law Firm, Beluga Air, Centro Med, Enroll SA, San Antonio Sports, Valero, San Antonio Zoo, County-Wide Service Company, Christus Children's, ACNowSA.com, Rhino Roofers, San Antonio Ready to Work, Moonlight Ballroom, Air and Plumbing Today, Living Way Church, San Antonio Metropolitan Health District, Premier Pros, IBEW, Vietnam Army Grunt Museum, and Monarch Trophy Studio.
Time for our Living Way Church play of the night. Guess who? It's Bocanegra. It's right up the middle, his longest touchdown of the 4 that he had tonight. And that is our Living Way Church play of the night. Something tells me he's going to be the subject of our next segment as we go down to the field. And Chuck McIntyre, take it away, Chuck.
Don, thank you very much. Yeah, back down here on the field were the mighty Jefferson Mustangs on homecoming night, fellas, right? Took it to the Highlands Owls, 31-0. Okay, before we get to all the trophy presentations, y'all, I want the guys on the offensive and defensive line to please take a stand up. Let everybody see your shiny faces while everybody else takes a knee. Not that you're any less important, but this game won in the trenches tonight, right? Well done, y'all. All right, Kyle Perez from the San Antonio Zoo is here to help present some tickets to the aforementioned zoo, right? So let's bring on our player of the game, none other than Jefferson quarterback, Uriah Bocanegra. Uriah, where you at? Well done, young man. Why don't you step on up here and let everybody see your smiling face. All right, dude, first of all, tell me, what does this win mean for you guys tonight? Not only get a win, big league game, all that, but to do it on homecoming night's got to make you feel pretty good, huh?
Yes, sir, it does. What's it called? I know from the beginning we were struggling a little bit, trying to get a win, but we found our momentum right now, and I like to thank my team, especially my linemen out there blocking and getting me in that end zone. So it's great.
Okay, so you guys knew you had to win this game, right? I mean, playoffs is something that you guys have definitely earmarked. You put yourself in a really nice spot tonight, but what was ultimately the key to beating not only the Highlands the Highlands team on offense, but also on defense? I mean, your defense put up a goose egg tonight.
Yes, sir. Playing together as a team, just like doing your assignments, and just like we work on it in practice. So
very nice. All right, what's left for the rest of the season, dude?
Playoffs. That's it. and hopefully we make it far.
Very nice. Araya, thank you very much. Congratulations, young man. Stick around. We need you to do a little more work here in a second. Coach Eddie, Eduardo, how you doing, sir? Good to see you. Okay, you came in here. You guys were talking about, hey, we got to solidify that fourth spot. Tell me about the job that your squad did tonight on both sides of the ball.
Yeah, I'm really proud of you guys. We knew coming into this game we needed to get a win, and the defense played lights out, and our offense just maintaining. That we control that line. That was one of the big deals we needed to do.
Okay, clean game for the most part from you guys. I mean, about what you wanted to do tonight. Do you feel like you got that accomplished here this evening?
Yeah, we did. We felt like we could have scored. We had a couple of stalls, drives, but our kicking game did a good job. We had some field goals, and these guys did good, and they deserve a win.
All right, tell me about 62, man. I like watching that guy play too. We didn't have enough game balls to go around tonight.
I'll tell you what, he's an athlete. He's an athlete. He's a three-sport guy. He's a wrestler, and he just don't come off the field. He even punts the ball for us too.
One final question too. You're playing on a short week. How much of a benefit does it help you to now have a couple of extra days here to get ready for next week?
Well, it puts us on a routine. We play Thursday, now we play the following Thursday. We just at this stage, we're just trying to stay healthy. So yeah, it does benefit us to play early.
Coach Eddie, thank you very much for your time, sir. Good seeing you again. Yes, sir. The Jefferson Mustangs are your TNL champions on this Thursday night. Where's Uriah? Right there, going to the zoo. And the Jefferson Mustangs, there you go. Well done.
The Mustangs victorious here tonight. We're back to wrap it up after this.
Hey, Jefferson Mustangs, where y'all going tonight?
The Mustangs are going to the San Antonio Zoo, and we're going to our game highlights. San Antonio ready to work. And it was that man all night long. Flores got him started. And then the man going home with the trophy tonight, no question about it, Uriah Bocanegra, time after time. The defense coming through, setting them up with short field. Bocanegra went in for his second score of the game. As we said earlier, had 2 touchdowns in the first half, came back out. They got the ball after a couple of miscues, fumbles and miscues on special teams, short fields most of the time for Bocanegra. This was that long touchdown run that was our play of the night. He put up big numbers tonight on the ground. The defense dominated up front. A lot of those guys going both ways. Excellent offensive line for Jefferson tonight, clearing the way for Bocanegra to score again there. Hey, next week, it's the Canyon Cougars and the Judson Rockets from Rutledge Stadium out in Converse as Thursday Night Lights schedule rolls on. I can't believe we're getting this late in the season, week 7, week 8. Oh my goodness. And we will have a fantastic game there. A district battle there with playoff implications on the line. All right, that's a wrap here. 31-0 Jefferson. For Chuck Mikatinik, Matt Roy down on the sidelines. Our statistician extraordinaire is Nick Funky Cole Medina. As always, our director is Brian Watts, and the extraordinary producer, it's Chris Kotfus. It's his show. We're just living in it. And now we're going to send it to some of the greatest plays of the year across Thursday Night Lights from around the nation. So long, everybody.
The best Thursday Night Lights and Friday Night Rivals highlights from across the country.
Curtis doesn't like what he sees, takes for himself, now towards the left sideline, still on his feet, still up, deep tech, twirls in, and goes over the goal line. Jared Curtis with his third touchdown of the night as Nashville Christian.
NC safe kickoff, and that ball comes loose, and Sanderson recovers.
Throws deep. Blair brings it in. Jadon Blair wrestling
to the 15.
Oh, Notre Dame fans, you gotta love seeing that one. Jade on Blair.
Ball in the air, and it's intercepted.
Oh.
Coming down with it is Emilion Johnson, who made the pick and takes it back to the 41-yard line.
Carpenter looks to throw. He will. It's intercepted in the end zone by the Red Devils. In bringing it out, looking for a big return. Here comes St. Clairsville off to the races. All the way back for the score, Gage Wolf.
Now he steps up, wants to go for it all up the right side and pull it down at the 20. Inside the 20 again is Katori Marion.
Dixon comes, reverses field. He's got speed. He's got the 40.
And then a little stutter step and whammo. Down the sideline for 6.
They'll pitch it, throw back to Fine, and he's got a man wide open downfield. Caught at the 45. Off to the races. Touchdown, Sotomayor. That one's picked off.
Steps right into the passing lane, and then that's just as good of a return.
Here's Glass, going over the middle. Picked off! A game-saving interception. Dietrich going deep. Got his man down there. Intercepted! Both sides of the ball, Boley. Holy moly! Sawyer Boley. Calhoun looks over the middle, has a man wide open. Caught at the 10, making a move, hurtling into the end zone. Touchdown, Hurricanes! Glass looks right. Now he's got a man out there one-on-one. And he breaks the tackle to the 50. Thompson to the 20. Touchdown, Brennan.
8 equals 6.
Warner in the shotgun. Swing pass over here to the near side. Sammy Harris has it. Sammy Harris is gone. Sammy Harris to the 30. Sammy Harris is going to score. Play action to Hatton. Warner pumps going deep. One-on-one down there. Caught. Cooper to the 20. Cooper. Touchdown. Steal. Fielded right at the goal line. And the Clemens Buffaloes bring it out across midfield and break it. Across the 35 to the 40. Down the sideline. And gone. An opening night touchdown return for the Clemens Buffaloes. Judson will try to answer. Here's Miles Davis. This kid is a Texas A&M commit. He is the real deal. He finds a seam. He's breaking it across the 30 to the 35. He's still on his feet. Watch out. Davis to the 40. Gets a block. Got to get one more. Touchdown. Judson answers! Are you serious? Fake the Carroll. Now they're going to throw back to him down the sideline on a wheel route, and it's a touchdown again for Brennan Carroll. He had pressure the last time. He's coming again. Tripped up and sacked. Kick is up. And it's good.
At the end of the day, I'm just trying to walk that fine line of being a good dad and being a coach.
I love working here. I love working with the kids that grew up in this community, and boy, we had great mamas and daddies.
We wanted to get back so bad. No one believed us, but God did.
to the house. Touchdown, New Braunfels. Pump going to the corner. Got a man. KK Bashirs to AJ Ruiz. What a dime. Firing to the outside. It's picked. Going to the house. Touchdown, Brennan.
Well, somebody's been watching some game film.
Pressure coming. He got out of it. Gill scores. Touchdown, Madison. What a play by Landon Gill. Touchdown. The pitch is tipped and picked off. It's going the other way. Mack intercepts the pitch in midair. Look like they're sending the house. Here they come.